God, praise God. You guys should have recognized that one right away. That is a very commonly used um, lick or riff in gospel music. It's used in a lot of introductions and repeatedly throughout vamps of various songs. And that's the element I'm talking about right there, not the entire progression that you heard in the introduction. We're not going to break down all of that, but just that one part that you hear, okay? And if you're wondering why do I have these pieces of tape on my hand, it's for those to help those beginners or maybe even advanced players that have poor fingering with licks and runs like this. Now I will say I may not give the theoretically correct fingering, but I will give you the fingering that I use that works best for me with this particular run. And as a point to note, anytime that you're doing what may be considered a bluesy riff or something that's outside of the typical major scale, you're going to have to get beyond the orthodox fingering sometimes to fit that particular scale, because you're using notes out of the scale, of course, so it's going to require a different kind of fingering. So while proper fingering is good, and you should be taught how to finger properly because that helps you. Just playing in general, you can tell when a musician has good technique because they can shift and transition from chord to chord and do lines and runs and arpeggio without it sounding all choppy and broken. Okay, but there is a time that you should just find the fingering that works best for you. I'll give you guys a good example. If you're a basketball player or a basketball fan, yes, there is a correct way to shoot a jump shot, a layup, a free throw, whatever. But you look at Steph Curry, he doesn't have, great elevation on his jump shot, but he's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. So, case in point, yes, there's a right way to do something, but sometimes just do what works best for you. I would rather you have an ugly jump shot and still get buckets than have beautiful, well, what seems to be beautiful, but still can't play a lick, okay? All right, so we're in the key of E flat. That movement again. And again, I'm just gonna give you the fingering that works best for me. All right, so let's start with the right hand. The notes are, so let's identify the notes. E flat, F. The G flat is the accidental, meaning that this key is not in the key of E major, okay, this note. G flat, G, B flat, C, back on E flat. So starting on the 2, the second finger. See, just like your notes of the scale are numbered, your fingers are numbered, okay? 1 to 5 in the right hand, go in this direction, just the opposite in the left hand, okay? So 2 on the E flat, 1 on the F, 2 on the G flat, 1 on the G, 2 on the B flat, 3 on the C, okay? 4 on the E flat. Now from that point on, you're just going to repeat the sequence that you had from the F. In other words, you start on the 2 finger on the E flat, but to keep progressing in this direction, now there is a way you can finger it that you would land back on that 2, but I tend to play it this way. So the only thing that's different from octave to octave is the note that you start on, okay? So we start on the 2, but by the time we get to the next octave, I'm on the 4. But everything else after that is the same. Put that thumb under and just repeat it. Okay, you can go up as many octaves as you want. Okay? Let's try one more time. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, hope you got it. Let's move along, right along to left hand. Now my left hand I play a little bit differently. I don't use as many of my fingers. I'm pretty much just using the 1 and the 3 for the majority of the progression of the lick in the left hand. So starting on 3, I go to the 1, to the 2, to the 1, back to the 3, back to the 1, and then I just start all over, okay? You know how I told you could finger the scale in the right hand or the lick in the right hand so that you can start at the next octave with the same finger, and that's exactly what I did with my left hand. For whatever reason, it seems to work better for me in my left hand more over my right hand, so to each his own. So basically the left hand, you're just repeating the very same alignment of your fingers from octave to octave. So again, it's 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, and do the same thing, the next octave up, okay? 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, okay? All right, so practice these hand apart. Whatever is your weakest hand, practice that the most. And eventually, you'll have it all together, okay?